Today our topic is mindful transition to 2024. Okay, if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. And okay, Emma is here. Hi, Emma. I'll introduce you first, and then yes. Okay. So, my name is Anjali. I'm natural health and physical wellness coach, and yes. So today we have amazing guest, Emma, and her IG handle is Emma_Walkinshaw. Sorry, Emma, if I didn't say it right. A little bit. So I wanted to introduce you, say a little bit about Emma. She's coach and founder, and she empowers women to embrace their bodies and unlearn the damaging effects of diet culture. With a decade of coaching experience, she guides individuals to align goals, unlock potential, and take inspired action. Emma hosts body positive retreats promoting self-acceptance and transformative experiences. Her 25 years as an entrepreneur bolster her support for others on their entrepreneurial journey. She integrates yoga principles for holistic well-being and initiative. And oh my goodness, I can't read my own handwriting. I'm so sorry for that. And initiatives like 21 minutes of morning magic and the Body Love Revolution program. So you can tell that English is not my first language, and and I'm getting better, okay? And so as a founder of Whole Heart Retreats, Emma creates nurturing spaces for professional women to explore inner wisdom and embrace inspired action, inspiring, purposeful, and authentic living. Okay, so that was the entrance. That was the intro of Emma. I'm just going to invite. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you so much. And I'm just accepting. I'm trying to accept Emma, but here she is. Hi, Emma.
Hello, darling. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. You did very well. Thank you.
No, I was like trying to read my own handwriting, and I was like, instead of looking up, I was like completely absorbed in your. I'm sorry. Okay. So that was amazing intro, and I thought, who else would be better than having yourself here to, show us what is this, all the old patterns that we keep going through, and with the shame and hating ourselves as well, right? And it just all those regrets and everything, we don't have to go through like that, right? So there is a better way. So that's why I wanted you to spread the message. Let's spread the message together in this topic. So so people who have just joined in, our topic today is mindful transition to 2024, and we have beautiful Emma here today with us. And yes, so before we start the conversation, we will just this talk is for the now I'm lost for the words. For the I have written it here, awareness purposes. Okay, so if you are truly trying to move ahead with the physical well-being in a positive way, but you don't know where to go and how to start, you can reach out to Emma or myself, or there are loads of other beautiful coaches around, and Emma is gonna let us know later on who to look out for. So let's dive into the question. Our first question is, so the sentence that just triggered me, it's self-punishment to self-nourishment, is like such a beautiful sentence, and I would love to hear more of it, please.
Thank you, Ange. Firstly, Ange, thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you for creating this beautiful space for women to gather and connect. And you have so many amazing guests. I've watched many of your lives and many of your interviews with women. And yeah, well done, Ange. The work you do truly is beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm getting better at it.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
And you know, you display this beautiful courage around that. Even just then when you said, you know, English is my second language. So the courage it takes even for you to show up with English is your second language. So thank you. I'm sure I'm not alone here in appreciating what you do for women. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I truly appreciate you and all the people here today for us. And then, yes, let's start. And so how are we going to elaborate your beautiful sentence?
So, you know, the sentence from self-punishment to self-nourishment is definitely a theme that I feel needs to be explored and expanded. You know, I feel like, you know, particularly growing up in a Western culture where we have been taught, and you know, it's not our mother's fault, it's just diet culture as a whole, and the journey that we've come from. And you know, I even chatted yesterday, you heard my live talking about, you know, a lot of us have grown up with Cosmopolitan, Cleo, Girlfriend, Dolly, these glossy magazines that only showed one kind of woman, and she usually was tall, thin, and maybe a size 8 or 10 if we were lucky. So then what happens is, you know, a message that gets embedded in us at a very young age is that unless you look like that kind of woman, you are not enough and you're just not the ideal woman. So then what happens is we then embark on, in these beautiful glossy magazines and now on social media with the diet culture, we're told the only way to get to that is punishment. And then we take on this whole thing where we go on these radical diets that, I mean, you're a naturopath, Ange. I mean, some of these diets really do a lot of damage, and not even physically, emotionally and psychologically. A lot of damage is done. There's this deprecation that happens. There's a lot of depriving and a lot of scarcity thinking. And it's really from a punishment place. You know, we think to ourselves, okay, I'm not good enough because I'm not fitting into society's norms of what a woman should look like. So now let's whip ourselves into shape, usually in a very a path of punishment. Whereas you and I both know that there are so many ways to nourish ourselves, not punish ourselves. And we are perfectly imperfect just the way we are. So there's a few things. And I know to jump from, you know, self-punishment and really being down on yourself to self-love is a massive jump. But even if we could just get to a place, and I think that in between place is just nourishing ourselves, looking after ourselves, self-respect, as you know, because self-love, it's a huge jump to go from self-hate or self to love. But maybe if we can just get somewhere in the middle, which is, for me, is respect and nourishing, you know, making great choices that nourish us.
No, for us it was other way around. It was very confusing when I was growing up because in our culture it's like when you go out to the you know, in a festival or things like that, you have to eat, and if you say no, it is rude. So you and being a woman especially, you are not allowed to speak up, right? So so and then when you eat and then the comment was always, you know, oh, you're so small, you better start eating, you know, you are too thin. And then when you are like a bit chubby, you know, as a teenager, oh, look at your friend, she's so slim, and you know, constant comparison. So I struggled with the eating disorder when I was young, but I didn't know until I moved here that was my issue. That I struggled with it, because some days I would you know, bind myself. I was in a boarding school, bind myself in my stomach, not eat for a whole week. And I didn't know I was struggling. I didn't know because of all those things, you know. But it's not only here, but in a different way. We struggle in a different way. You know, that is what made me inspired to work on women's health here. that as much as we are privileged, so much privileged here, but I saw women are still struggling in a different way, and
A lot of
women, yes,
a lot of expectation is put on us, and even
yes,
your story, then Ange, the expectation of eat, now you're getting fat, eat. There's these
mm,
expectations, and if we could just stop commenting on
mm,
people's bodies, if we could just
yes,
not
and
do that.
yes, I know. So when my client comes to me, I would, instead of, oh, you look slim, instead of saying that, I would say, oh, you are getting stronger and you look amazing, like, it's commenting about the, like, strength you're gaining, and how much they are enjoying the class, and how are they feeling, and the yeah, focusing in those things rather than focusing in oh, we have to measure your arms or measure your waist and things. I never ever did those kind of things with my clients, because it just, I didn't know it was right or wrong, but I just didn't feel right for
Yeah.
me, you know
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
because
so I
that measurement, we know as women, on any given day, we have a cycle, we have a period. On
yes,
any given day, fluid could be more. So if we're doing all this measuring, and I love how you said it's how you feel. And a great question is, how's your energy levels? How are you
yes,
feeling? And they might say, well, actually, I'm getting my period this week. I'm really, I'm feeling a bit flat, or,
mm,
or whatever. It's got nothing to do with how we look, and it's back to that nourishing. What's a nourishing
yes,
thing? And being a yoga teacher and having, as you know, I had a studio for nearly 4 years. The amount of women that would come into the studio, and the first thing they would almost feel out of place coming to a yoga studio. And I'm a
mm,
woman in a size 16 body, and I have practiced yoga for many years and love it, because it's not about getting yourself on the mat. And that's just my preferred movement is yoga. It's not about getting on a mat and flogging yourself and punishing yourself
mm,
and pushing yourself to the limit. Sure, if you feel like that and your energy's there and it's for enjoyment and you want to blow off some steam, of course,
yes,
but that's not the aim. It's actually to go and take really good care of yourself,
absolutely,
not flog yourself,
yes,
not push yourself to the
yes,
point. Particularly if, coming back to how do you feel, honoring your energy levels, honoring where you're at, and then choosing what you want. And on that given day, it could be to have a run and do a really high vibe exercise, but it should be in alignment with how you're feeling
mm,
and what you need,
yes,
not because what society or what you think you should do.
yes. So the coaches are like, I'm not saying that coaches should do what I do, but what I do is, the first thing I ask my clients when they come, how are you feeling today? Did you have a good sleep? Did you have a good dinner? Did you go out last night? And calculating all that thing, just having a casual, friendly conversation, and knowing, okay, they had a drink, they had a, they didn't have a good sleep, so I better go easy on them. Or or we have to, or I want to suggest them, we will go a little bit easy on you today, and have you been drinking enough water? All those things, like teaching them to look after themselves, and and check on them throughout the day, how they're going, are they hydrating themselves, all those kind of things is, yeah, that is, I think, how we should teach people to look after themselves. And movement is great, and everyone's movement idea of movement is different, but they shouldn't be feel forced to do it.
Yeah. Or it should be because it feels good and it's joyful
Yes.
and they get that beautiful buzz after it, not because they feel like that they are not enough
Mm.
and they need to be,
Yes.
self-harming. Because
Yes.
it can be, to the
Oh,
extreme,
yes.
can't it?
I have done it myself, yes, because I was trying to mask my pain, like I was like trying to ignore the, after I do that, because it gives you endorphin, right? So because of that, and I would forget about the all the, the past things. So I was like, and it would go to from 30 minutes to slowly increase to an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours. It would go on and on and on, and I would be, yeah, struggling. But anyway, Yes, that is another topic.
But a great topic, because I don't think you're alone there.
Yes.
And, I think that potentially, yeah, that's another live, but really good
Yes.
point, because that is the extreme of it.
Yes, yes, because I have been through all the with the diet and then exercise and all those things, and now I came to know that that wasn't what we need or the people are looking for for them to be, feel the best they want to be, and instead of just doing the extreme exercises and things like that, try to figure it out what is the cause of it. So if we find that out, and that is the start, great start. That is,
Because, like we say, our health is holistic. It's multi-dimensional. It's not just movement. It's not just diet. It's
No.
Emotional well-being. It's holistic, and we need to look at it from that approach.
Yes, absolutely. So our viewers who has just joined in, with hello and thank you for coming in. So we just elaborated on Emma's beautiful sentence, self-punishment to self-nourishment. Okay, so now we're gonna head to the second question. So when did you realize, Emma, that this is the issue that needs to be addressed, and it's not a good issue,
Yeah, I feel, personally, my journey has been definitely a yo-yo dieter. I'm 47 now, and I went on my first diet around the age 14 or 15. So, years of this yo-yo dieting and these really dramatic things I've done over the years, and getting to this beautiful stage of wisdom and being a yoga teacher, realizing that this is not the way. And it was driven from very much a society's expectation of how a woman should look. Thankfully, now the beautiful part of the internet is we are getting to see different body shapes and sizes and different women. I mean, I speak women, but it can be for men as well.
Yes.
I'm just focused on women, but I'm talking everybody.
Likewise, yes.
Yeah, but I, that's just what I focus on, and so hopefully no one's offended by that. And take it into your own. If you're a man, please, this is also applicable as well. But I just focus on. I use the word women. So with, women realizing that, I'm not alone in this either. And then having the yoga studio for, that time, listening to women and this constant putting themselves down, the self-doubt and the self-shame around body stops a lot of women from living their dreams or living their gifts and talents. And I would say for myself, my decision to become a yoga teacher wasn't taken lightly. And I remember thinking to myself, this was 5 years ago, thinking to myself, I had a very strong practice of yoga. I was a size 14, 16, and thinking to myself, gee, I'd love to study to be a yoga teacher, but I don't look like a yoga teacher. So maybe I shouldn't do it. And then I started to think, Emma, this really needs to be explored. You're a smart woman. You're a very able body. You have a beautiful yoga practice. Yoga is a practice purely. It's not if you're good at it or you're bad at it, you have a practice. And then when I started my yoga teacher training, I went in there thinking I'm not going to be a yoga teacher because I'm a size 14 or 16. And even the decision to start to teach or to learn to become a yoga teacher, I thought to myself, I found myself saying, one day, so when I'm this size, I'm going to do that. And I thought to myself, if I don't do my yoga teacher training now, if I'm waiting to be a size 12 or a size 10 or weigh a certain amount, I may never get to be a yoga teacher. So, Emma, you need to, this is the internal talk. Emma, you need to address this. This is a problem because you are stopping your life because you think that you're a certain size, and it's time to stop that. And also be then a guiding light for other women. That inclusivity, going, everybody is included in yoga practice. No matter what shape or size or color you are, yoga is for everybody. And, yoga means unity. So, if I'm saying to myself, if I want to practice yoga, but I'm saying because I'm not the right size, that is not unity. So through my yoga practice, really exploring and really questioning my own belief system that had been embedded into me from a very young age through the diet culture and my very, very well-meaning mother, who was also, this was how she was raised, was, you know, you get on Weight Watchers, you go to Jenny Craig, you restrict yourself, you punish yourself. Whereas it's just simply not true. We all come in different shapes, sizes, bodies. Everyone has a different set point, and that's okay.
Yes.
So that was probably through my, you know, my yoga, deepening my own yoga practice gave me a lot of self-acceptance.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So so when people comes to the girls, you know, they come to my class, they would say, "Oh, I'm not good enough. I don't know how to do exercise, or I'm not fit." But you know, that is not why you're here, though. You know. So, or sometimes some would come and say, "Fix me," and that really hurts me. You know, when they say "fix me," I know it's all because of the culture that we grew up in and how we speak to ourselves, or the listening other people, or the girls talking to each other. And okay, as we even say as a joke, you know, like, "Oh, fix me, you need to fix me, I'm so this and that." But the kids are listening, right? And but the kids are listening, and that is what makes me a bit worried, that our coming generation, what are they learning from us? You know, how are they looking at themselves because of our tribal cycle? I'm reading, God, Minion, she's here. She gave me a book, the life coach. Minion is life coach, and she gave me a book, and it says about the tribal cycle, right? That, like your mom said, "Oh, this and this and that," and my mom always compared me with the other girls because, you know, like, it's the part of the cycle, and so we are here to break that cycle, even try to break that cycle, right?
Yes, we are. As Minion just said, ultimate you. Got it. Thank you, Minion.
Yes.
Ultimate you.
Oh,
So that's the
thank you,
book.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, ultimate you. That's beautiful. Yes, she is awesome.
Thank
Thank you, Minion.
you.
And yes, so that book is amazing. It has helped me to work through myself so much. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think now we should move to third question. So, what are some great points that people should know while they listen to their health and wellness services when they go to, if they are truly invested for their well-being, not for themselves?
I think it's definitely having eyes up and ears up when someone's wanting you to do anything drastic. I think that is a clue. You know, not so long ago, I had this was a couple of years ago. I had so this is just an example of when you kind of get eyes up, ears up. So when you go and see a health professional and they want to do something drastic, like put you on shakes, say, "Here's the solution, shakes," or "Here's the solution, you're going to do this." You know, quite a radical program, or like you say around the movement, when you get to, let's say, yes, you're doing some movement with somebody, you've agreed to have a practitioner, which sometimes is wonderful to have a personal trainer at you, and you, that's been part of your whole life, and it's great. But like you just said, if they're not actually honoring where you're at, let's say your example, Ange, someone comes to class and they say, "I'm actually tired," and that, you know, wellness practitioner says, "Well, we better shake that off, get, you know, drop and give me 10." If someone is not listening to you and honoring where you're at, or they want to take you down a path of doing drastic yo-yo dieting, or even if you have asked for the results, let's say a client's even said, "I want to lose weight." Oh goodness. But anyway, if someone says that and then they want to take you down a drastic path and not a holistic path, for me, that's red flags.
Yes. I went to this event a long time ago, and it was all the fitness team and fitness people, and it was a beautiful bunch of people, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is amazing," and you know, it's so inspiring. And then as I was talking to them, and they said, then, "Oh, do you want to meet up, and so we can talk about the business?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then they said, "Okay," when we met up, and they said, "So we make a plan for our clients, and then we make them do the exercise and things like that, but after a certain time they have to have our shakes, they have to have our supplements, and then they will get the result. You say that to them. I'm like, no, this is not for me. I'm not going to force people to take supplement that they don't know, or they know it. I'm not going to put them on my plan to take them. And everyone is different, and you cannot guarantee that the result is going to be exactly the same as the another person, because everyone is so different. And and I said no thank you. So those kind of people, just being able to read, I know it would be a bit hard for people to go to the place and, okay, I want to be get back into shape and all those things. And it just it's just finding that the right, how do you choose the right person? It's challenging, right? It's not that easy to
And the other thing too, Ange, I think about it, and I'm going to speak from my own experience here. I spent a lot of years outsourcing my well-being, outsourcing my eating plans, outsourcing my movement. And what I ultimately did is I gave my power away. When the truth is, you need to take your power back and tap into, and you did to it before, how do I actually feel? What do I need? Because the truth is, let's say we're eating something that doesn't agree with our body. We actually know that. The thing is not to override it. When we're doing some form of movement with a practitioner, we actually know if that is actually beneficial for our body or not. So I feel like, yes, I believe everybody, I mean, we're coaches, we know this. Everybody needs a coach without a doubt. Everybody needs some support at different points in their journey without a doubt. But it comes back to you taking responsibility and saying, in my heart of hearts, does this feel right? Because we actually know when it doesn't feel right. So I think it's coming back to, I talk a lot in intuition or your voice of wisdom. Come back to your intuition and your voice of wisdom and say, is this actual practitioner, is this movement or this way of being, is this in my best interest? And ultimately, only you can answer that. But you've got to tap into how you feel. Is this feeling right? Is this agreeing with me?
Yes. Even I think for me, these days, I start like you said, intuition. If I don't feel something is not right there, put myself in let myself think for a few days, or and give it a distance from it, and then make a decision instead of jumping into it and or feeling pressure to make a decision at that time. If they do that, that is not right either. If they say, oh, the time is going away, and if you don't sign up today, you won't get discount, da 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 da. And if they start forcing you, and the more you try to push away, and the more they try to push in, that is not right either, right?
Yeah, it doesn't align. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh goodness me. And yes. So hello everyone who just joined in Mind Bloom Australia. Yes, I know you. Yes, thank you everyone for coming in. Today we are talking about the mindful transition towards 2024, and we have beautiful Emma here, the coach and the founder of Body Positivity, right? Yes. Okay, so we are going to talk on our fourth question. So what are the steps are you taking to break that old pattern, the cycle of that old pattern, and leaning towards this self-nourishment?
Good question. I feel like this year is really about a theme for me, which is embody. So embodying the work I do. But definitely coming back to, we just alluded to it, really tapping into the intuition and saying what is nourishing for me and what isn't, and really losing that old mindset that you have to or you should. If I start a conversation with you should be doing this, or any language that really says that I should be doing it because if I'm not enough, That's probably my biggest little red flag at the moment. So when it comes back to, you know, accepting your body, and like I said, it's a big jump from you know, self, I guess, you know, being really mean to yourself and then jumping to self-love. If I can at least get into the neutral space, which is self-respect, going, if I'm going to lean more into nourishing myself as opposed to punishing myself, what's the most respectful thing I can do for my body or myself right now? So I think that's a, you know, a big thing is embodying self-respect. That's a massive one for me. I hope
And
I
then
answered that question.
no, you did. I just, it's just the, you know, how we're going to break the old pattern, but it is going to come back in, right?
Yes.
It tries to come back in. It's the habit. So your mind is playing a trick. Oh, you want to be in a safer side. So, you know, let's do the old side, you know, old side. But as you recognize it, trying to say, no, this is not who I am. Now this is me. And that is how I've been saying to myself, the repeating same thing, you know, like I want to be this person now, you know. Yes, in past I was that, but now I want to be this person. And that is what I've been doing, if that helps to anybody. So
Yeah.
it's a
And even on that one,
repeating.
Ange, you know, furthermore, even I say that I'm a recovering yo-yo dieter.
Yes.
And this time of year, it is thick and fast in our face, all of these diets, new you, new body,
Oh,
whether it
yes.
be the next best thing. And even still now, I'll notice that old patterning going, oh, that looks interesting. It's like, stop it, Emma. You know it doesn't work.
Yes.
It's just really good marketing.
Yes.
Like you just said before, I'll buy this and you'll get the discount, whatever else. And I think to myself, raising awareness every time an ad or something comes up, you know, being really conscious and going, isn't that interesting? That's great marketing. And again, it's unfortunately the diet culture and, you know, the BS wellness industry trying to do a number on us again. And how many people are getting caught right now with that ad or that promise that we know is not holistic, it's quick fix, it's unsustainable. So, you know, it's
And
catching that. Yeah.
yes, trying to find that, you know, the right one. If even if people wants to try it out, I guess if they feel right, if they want to try it out, you know, just be kind to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, be
Yeah.
kind to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was beautiful, Emma. Thank you. So what would you suggest to people who are pumped to make, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, you know, make this New Year resolution, this and that, and for the sustainability sake?
I'm going to say our exact word for today, make sure it's nourishing. It nourishes you. Make
Yes.
sure it's soulful and it's not, and yes, of course, you know, there's sometimes we don't feel like doing, let's say, movement, or we don't feel like, you know, we're gonna have times where yes, we want to eat out or eat takeaway or have fast,
Yes.
but it's not really about that, is it? It's not about that. It's just being really kind to yourself and knowing that you are human, and, you know, making things not wrong and not
Yes.
right, being really quite neutral, not good or not bad. You know, so moving into this year and really getting, I guess, curious around your patterning and your language around what you've deemed as wrong, right, good or bad, punishment, nourishment, you know, just looking at both sides. So I often also say to Ange, I love to have a theme or a word for the year, like I just mentioned, like embody, like choosing a beautiful word, which is actually a feeling, and then coming back to that and saying, is this honoring the feeling that I want to get? How do I want to feel this year? What do I want the theme to be? How do I want to feel most days? And then each time something comes up or you feel really excited about the new year, you think, okay, is this honoring that feeling or theme for me?
Yes, that's beautiful. That yes, it's sometimes, you know, like you keep the promise to yourself, and then just because of somebody else, you don't do that,
Yeah.
or you don't follow that, and then you get frustrated with yourself, you get angry, you get all that thing. But yes, trying to find that balance and trying to listen to yourself and being kind to yourself, and like you said, nourishing yourself, And I think that's the best way to go. If we want to apply the holistic way, right? So Kim Dolphin One says, "Hi, beautiful
Oh,
ladies. Hello."
hello.
Yes, so we are coming to end of our live, but to our viewers, if you have any questions, please comment down below. And while we're doing that, while you're writing the comment, Emma is going to let us know about her beautiful service.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Ange. Thank you. So I have got a free group on Facebook called 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. And that's all about starting your day in a nourishing way. And it's purely 21 minutes. We do 7 minutes of yoga, gentle yoga, 7 minutes of meditation, and 7 minutes of journaling. And that's really about starting your day with just filling your cup before you go out into the day. So I do that live in the group every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So if anyone wants to join the free group on Facebook, 21 Minutes of Morning Magic, come and join me. I'm live, so that's really a joyful way to start your day. And it's just, again, back to that self-nourishment. So that group's there. And also I have got a workshop coming on Monday night, which is called 2024, Let's Soar in 2024. And it actually helps you find your word or your theme for the year. And that's an online workshop. So if anyone wants to join that, and that's $44 for a 2-hour workshop in a group setting on Zoom. So that's the other option. But come and join the free group, 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. It's a great way just to start your day. And I always say that 21 minutes literally is the gift that keeps on giving. It's so simple and so easy. And I'm sure that you can carve out 21 minutes for your morning. And if you can't watch it in the morning, because let's say you've got children or you start really early, your day starts early, you can always watch it in the evening too. You can just re-watch it. It's in the group. So yeah. Yeah. So that's a great way to nourish yourself and not punish yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Minion says, "Thank you, ladies. Some great information and tips." Oh, you are so kind, Minion. Yes. So it looks like we're going to end our conversation. Thank you so much for coming, Emma. And yes, we truly appreciate you for being here. And yes, and hopefully the message will be, we're going to not break the cycle, but remind people, to be kind to yourself and slowly, pushing away the old pattern and then be better version of ourselves each day, right?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ange. Thanks so much for having me, darling. Always good to chat.
Oh, likewise. Thank you, Emma. And I will see you when I see you. Thank you so much.